The bobbing noses toward the line, Crown Chaser wins the derby. Stride, but Fun Can't Done wins the Gold Cup. Her heart out, but Atomica wins the Jamaica Cup. Toward the line, Fun Can't Done wins the Mutema.
Hey YouTube and CAYMANAS Park Turf Fights. Welcome back to Down the Stretch. I'm the host Christopher Charlton. The second day of the two-day program. This is Sunday, January 26, 2025. 9-race program to feature the Bonnie Blue Flag Trophy. Let's get right into it. The first race, 4-year-olds and up, optional claimer, 350 to 250, and 6-year-olds and up, none is a 4. Big field of 13. They go 6.5 furlongs. I've boiled this race down to 5. They are the 1, Last Dance, the 2, Lion of Ikati, the 9, Traditional Boy, the 12, Drone Strike, and the 13, Favorite Is. Last Dance, third and last at 5.5 furlongs on the 11th of January. At this level, way off the pace, stayed on late to front-running Buzz Assault. Didn't do bad, get Richie Shakes once again to claim 4 kilos for Michael Marlowe. And although drawn 1, at times does have enough speed to can get his way out of that 1 hole, but definitely has a shot here at this level. The 2, Lion of Ikati, also comfortable at this level, was second and last to the very good-looking Drone Strike at 7 furlongs. Shouldn't find 6.5, no problem. Radish Roman retains the ride once again for Lawrence Fremantle. Lion of Ikati looks comfortable at this level and again should be staying on in the event to make it interesting. The outsider I like in the race now is the 9, Traditional Boy. Laris Allen for Cashbird Kill Walsing. Since running that good second at 5, round 2, phenomenal one. Not running too bad, but was expected to run much better. But didn't do too badly on last at 5.5 at this level in the same Buzz Assault race where Last Dance was third by 6 lengths. He was only beaten 7 3/4 lengths, so he's only a length and 3/4 off of Last Dance, carrying 126 pounds. 6.5, I think, is right up his alley. He's been running against so much faster horses here, so before this, so I think Traditional Boy is my outsider to watch in this race. The 12, Drone Strike, looked like a rejuvenated horse and last. Shane Ellis was motionless for the whole race, cruising in to win by 4 1/4 lengths from Lion of Ikati and 6th Avenue. Shane Ellis once again has the ride for Oral Hayden, who looks like, I think he might have a good day, this Oral Hayden. Drone Strike again looks like the horse they're going to all have to beat. And the 13, Favorite Is, Richard Henry claiming 3 kilos for Lincoln Longs. They have taken off the figure 8. He's run his best races with the figure 8. They have taken off the figure 8 now. So I don't know if it's cause a change of stable, them trying something new. But one sound, he definitely has the capability of winning this class, because this is basically coming down in class in my opinion. So I can't leave Favorite Is out. So when he's sound, I think he should definitely have a big say in the outcome. I think the winner comes from one of these 5. Drone Strike, as I said, look like the horse they're going to all have to beat. A good place wager would be Traditional Boy if he gets a good price. The second race, native bred 4-year-olds and up numbers of 3 and imported 4-year-olds up numbers of 2. Small field of 6. They go 8 furlongs. Boil this race down to 3. They are the 1, Titan Tempo, the 2, Brenda Boy, and the 3, Unruly Don. Titan Tempo, Robert Halladine for Philip Fiani. Super impressive winner on last, going 2 turns, which is a sprinter's paradise. Had no pace to go with him in that event and went to the front and was racing the clock for the entire race. Won by 13 lengths very impressively. Steps up in class here, but steps up very fit and improving. Gets a mile, won't have a problem at a mile, but will definitely have competition on the headline this time around. But can't be ruled out, seeing that he's improving at a rapid state right now. The 2, Brenda Boy, Radish Roman for Victor Williams. Late kicking colt. I'm throwing the last race out. He had a very, very awkward start in that race, so I'm just going to toss that race out. But before that was always running on against, in my opinion, some much better horses. He was 4th by 9 lengths to Sheer Delight and Captain Sparrow at 9.25. His last time at a mile back in August was beaten ahead by Rosetta and Titan Tempo was third in that race, a length and a half behind him. So if they do go too fast, too early up the back stretch, I'm expecting Brenda Boy to be the horse finishing the strongest in the stretch. And the 3, Unruly Don, Shane Ellis for Oral Hayden. In my eye, there's the horse I think they have to beat. Last time out at 5.5, way too short for this Unruly Don. Didn't get the flashes speed against very much more speedier horses than him. Magnificent Force, Midnight Flight, and still ran well. Turned for home 9 lengths 10th and only got beaten 2 3/4 lengths 4th in that event. Going a mile now, which is right up Unruly's Don alley, and I'm expecting him to be the horse with the strong pace early to make sure Titan Tempo is pushed to the limit, working well coming into this. And with the Canterman in the saddle, I think Unruly Don can make his move at any time, can either go to the lead or sit right with Titan Tempo and then come past the 3 furlongs and try to open up. I think Unruly Don is the horse they're going to have to beat. So those are my 3 that I think it's going to come down to. The third race, Native Bred 4 Wheels and Up Maiden, not earned 280,000 lifetimes, 9 starters, they go 5.5 furlongs. I'm boiling this race down to 4. They are the 1 Linstead Market, the 4 Noble Sovereign, the 7 Papidon, and the 8 Monster Vigorous. Okay, Linstead Market, Emilia McLean claiming 4 kilos for Gear Sobrati. Was expected to win one of his last 3 starts, didn't. Tends to hit a brick wall in the stretch. Coming 5.5 though, I think might be his best option here. The last time going similar distance to this at 5 round was only beaten a length and a half by Military Light and Lady Sarsuta. So expecting another good run from Linstead Market if they try to just go to that lead and just try to see if he will keep rolling in the stretch and not hit a brick wall. The 4 Noble Sovereign, Richie Shakes here for Donovan Clark. 5th and last by 9 1/4 lengths to Town Star, Papidon, and Linstead Market. That was at 7 furlongs. A better race before that at 5 straight was 3rd by 5 lengths to Shelley Rocket and Town Star. So the shorter distance looked like it's going to suit him here, claiming 4 kilos off his 126. Expecting a good run from Noble Sovereign. The 7 Papidon. Looks like the horse to beat here. Radish Roman for Greg Fennell. Was trying to make all the running when caught by Town Star going 7 furlongs. Had Linstead Market 4.5 lengths behind there. Comes back down to 5.5 furlongs now, which I think is going to suit him. So even though carrying top weight of 126, it looks like Papidon is the horse they're going to have to beat. And the 8, if I was going to wager in this race, this is probably the horse I would take a chance with, being the horse value for money, is a Monster Vigorous. Tyrese Anderson, claiming 4 kilos for Rowan Matty. I'm throwing that last race out, although it was against much better horses than these, Blood Moon, Tornado, Steel, and Radam. But just before that, at 7.5, was 3rd by 5.5 lengths to Have a Joy, Princess Catalea. It's a topsy-turvy horse, runs up, runs down. But against these, coming back down in distance, excuse me, 5.5, I think, might be right up his alley. And that's a horse I think I would wager in the race. But I think the race comes down to one of those 4. The 4th race, 3 Wheels and Up, optional claimer, 700 to 600,000, 6 year olds and up numbers of 4, imported 6 year olds and up numbers of 3, 9 starters, 5 furlongs round, boiling this race down to 3. They are the 1 Regnant, the 4 Emperor the Cat, and the 9 Rosha the Warrior. Regnant, Paul Francis for Henry Harrison Jr. Not disgraced last time out when 3rd by 8 1/4 lengths to Outer Class Warsaw for a million claimer. Steps back down in class here. Shouldn't find 5 round any problem. Does have the pace and is definitely one of those horses that should fight this out. The 4, the back class Emperor the Cat, coming from 500,000. So taking, I wouldn't say this is a step up in class because they have added money to the claiming purses. So 700,000 is basically still 550. So I think he's still at this level. Richie Shakes claiming 4 kilos here for Carl Anderson. And the interesting reason why I'm carrying this horse is that Carl Anderson is going to put him around the bend. That means he's thinking he's sound. So definitely think a sound Emperor of the Cat definitely has a shot here. And the 9, Roja the Warrior. TJ Suku claims 4 kilos for Anthony Smith, so coming in extremely light. I'm throwing the last 2 races out, stretching out, and Roja the Warrior, 7 furlongs. Went with the pace early, faded to Sir John. Then stepped up in class to a million claim against power ranking. Those horses was early and then faded. Coming back down in class now to level where it's comfortable. Back in October, was third by 3 lengths to Exotic Light, Prince Marshall, leading that race. So definitely has a lot of speed and coming in extremely light. If they allow this Rosa to Warrior to get out of the gates and hit that front, could prove a very dangerous horse at this lightweight. Is, you know, that weight stop train. So if this horse carrying a feather, you know, could prove very dangerous on the front end. So I think the race comes down to one of those three. A sound and a sound and fit Emperor the Cat should win this race. Regnant coming down in class, definitely has the pace. Comes out of that one gate and goes with the pace early. Could definitely fight them off. And Rosa the Warrior coming in this light. Definitely we know has speed. If she can manage to get to the front end, could just run away with it. So I think the races will come down to one of those. The fifth race, Nature Bred 5 Wheels and Up Maiden. 10 starters, 4 furlongs straight. 4 set of horses here. They only want to wait much time. It's a 4 straight race and some cheap horses. So just going to round this off the 3 horses. But I wouldn't want to touch this race with a long stick. So they are the 6, She Who Has No Name, the 8, Medal Award, and the 9, Empress in the Breeze. She Who Has No Name. Interestingly bred by New Blue Limited, owned by New Blue Limited. Ramon Napier claiming 2 kilos for Michael Marlowe. Only see one workout here, 3 in 39.2. But coming against a poor set of artists like this, I definitely going to give her a shot. On paper, the horse they all have to beat. Medal Award, Tevin Foster for Norman Smith. 3 consecutive seconds. Just can't seem to get that. He's knocking at the door, but just can't seem to get it open. So he's definitely going to have to try to kick it off to get in. So should be in here. Loves the straight races. Has some pace. So looks like the horse you have to beat. And Empress in the Breeze, Shane Ellis, Edward Stanbury. Just the presence of Shane Ellis on this horse, in my opinion, looks like it's the horse they're going to have to beat. Last good run was 5.5 furlongs back in November when I was chasing Lone Speed, Beautiful Moon. Had Medal Award a length and 3/4 behind in that race. Last time over the straight course, the 4 straight was second by 3.25 lengths to Jet Ski Girl. Had Beautiful Moon behind in that race, and Beautiful Moon came back to beat. So show you how this kind of races, it's a topsy-turvy. Horses who they have run in front of have come back to beat them and have left the class. So it's a very cheap race, but those are the 3 I think the race boils down to. The 6th race, Nature Bred 5 Wheels and Up, numbers of 3, and Imported 5 Wheels and Up, numbers of 2. Nice field of 13, 5 furlongs straight, ultra competitive race. I'm boiling this race down to 5. They are the 6, Golden Loyalty, the 7, Workout Crew, the 9, Manouche, the 10, Equinox, and the 11, Princess Aquila. Okay, Golden Loyalty. Tevin Foster for Paul Swaby. 4th by 12 lengths and last. The outer class looking Bulletproof Coffee. Equinox was second there, and Golden Loyalty was only a length behind him. And he's taken off 3 pounds since that start. Once again, I think this sound and fit looking Golden Loyalty should have a shot in this race coming from off the pace. The 7, Workout Crew, outsider to watch in this race. The presence of Dick Cardenas retaining the ride after finishing 21 lengths 14 on last. O'Neill Markland trains. Over the straight, I think this Workout Crew is going to run a much better race. This imported mare worked 36 and 3 on January 11th. So I'm giving Workout Crew a outsider shot in this event. The 9, Manouche, Shane Ellis for Louis Richards. Stepping up in class after a very impressive win at 6 furlongs over Joe Blaine. Didn't beat much, but was coming off a break from March when running these last 3 starts and run very well. And if you check back to the 30th of March, over the straight course was second by 4.5 lengths to Bulletproof Coffee. So off the basis of that, and definitely can run over the 5 straight. And with the presence of Shane Ellis in the saddle, and they've now put on the blinkers, so I'm expecting a capital run here from this Manouche. The next toss is going to be the 10, Equinox, knocking at the door mare. Robert Halliday for Jason DaCosta. Has a lot of speed and definitely going to be out there early. Comes in pretty light at 116 pounds, and once again, Equinox should have a say in the outcome. And the 11, Princess Aquila, Ishmael Velasquez for Anthony Nunes. I'm going to throw those last two races out, to be honest. I just didn't think Princess Aquila was pushing it all, especially the last one. Much tougher horses, stretched out at 7 furlongs. She was just in the race, I think, to make up numbers, to be honest with you. Coming back down in class, in my opinion, over the distance, what I think she likes. The last time over this distance, she was beaten by Bulletproof Coffee and Equinox in a race that she didn't really pull the trigger. But before that, over the straight, was beaten into third by 3.75 lengths to Digital Light and Uncle Nub. So I think she definitely is capable over the straight. And value for money is a nice win and place wager there. So those are the 5 I think the waist comes down between in this very competitive 6th race. The 7th race, native bred 3-year-old maidens, 9 starters, 6.5 furlongs. I'm boiling this race down to 4. They are the 1, True Blue, the 2, Prince Roy, the 6, Runaway Star, and the 7, named after the Babylonian king, Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, True Blue. Well-bred filly, sensational stamp out of Speedy Mare, True Blue, out of Cowtown Cat. Shane Richardson clearing 2 kilo here for Peter McMaster. Busy at exercise, nothing too flashy, but bred for speed. Expecting a good showing from this True Blue. The 2, Prince Roy, Philip Parchment replaces Uville Pinnock, and Fitzroy Gillespie is the trainer. Not a bad run on recent debut. The son of Here Comes Ben out of Princess Shine was third by 4.5 lengths to my Eclipse at 7 furlongs. 6.5 is not going to be a problem. Expecting another good showing from this Prince Roy after that recent introduction to racing. The 6, Runaway Star, working brilliantly at exercise, but was scratched on last. They say lame here, but he was actually given hell to get into the starting gates and was holding up the start, so they scratched him. Robert Alladine for Jason DaCosta has been schooled since, so let's hope this Runaway Star is not turning out to be a rogue, because he looks like the horse they're going to have to beat. But if he's definitely a rogue, you have to tread carefully. And the 7, named after the Babylonian king, Nebuchadnezzar, Shane Ellis for Anthony Nunes. Bred out of Soul Warrior by Queen of Baghdad by Market Rally. Nothing too flashy at exercise, but looks forward enough to show up here. So expecting to see how well this Nebuchadnezzar performs. So those are the 4 working it out with Runaway Star. Once he doesn't come up with his roguish behavior, I think that's the horse they're going to all have to beat. The 8th race, nature bred 4 years and up, non-runners of 2 and imported 4 years and up maiden. Fillies and mares, 11 starters, 6 furlongs is the distance. I'm going to boil this race down to 4. They are the 4, So Beautiful, the 6, Pineapple, the 7, Hit and Run, and the 9, Tornado Steel. Okay, So Beautiful. Anthony Nunes trains. Richie Shakes claimed 4 kilo. So coming in fairly light. Last time out, 4th of January, 5th by 9 lengths to Catalina Princess and Pineapple. Showing early speed early before backing out. Was coming off a slight rest there, so needed that pipe opener. And getting it. Didn't look too bad in the running. Expecting a much improved run from So Beautiful at a good price. The 6, the horse I'll have to beat, Pineapple. Demar Williams claiming 4 kilos for Patrick Lynch. Consistent in last starts. Was third by 2.5 lengths to A Breath of Fresh Air. Lost ground. It was early, then faded, and then was running on late with Robert Halladine. But they've put up Demar Williams to take off 4 kilos, so he's coming in pretty light. They've taken off the blinkers once again, and he did run well at 5 furlongs round without the blinkers when beaten by Catalina Princess. Did manage to hit the front at the top of the lane before being fought off by Catalina Princess. So it looks like Pineapple is the horse they're going to have to beat here. The 7, Hit and Run. Nothing really looking good with Hit and Run in the last 4 starts, but I definitely know Hit and Run is much better than that. If you look back to some of the past races, especially look on the 14th of July at 5.5 furlongs, where Hit and Run was 4th by 6.25 lengths to Motivate Me Baby Pineapple was second in that race, so it was only 2.25 lengths off of Pineapple that day. Since then, came back 50 Trust Fund Baby and Firecracker and Main Mistress, and then after that, that was in August, not running any good races. Last start out at 9 furlongs and 25 yards, although beating 17 lengths, ran a good race because the winner won by 13. So it was only maybe 3.75 lengths off of the general after breaking slow. So definitely hit and run, I think, is rounding back into good form. I don't think 6 furlongs is going to be a problem because ran well over this kind of distance back in the past. Expecting a much improved run here from Hit and Run. And the 9, Tornado Steel, Dick Cardenas for Corey Tucker, fourth by 8.75 lengths and last in that same race with Catalina Princess and Pineapple. Last win was at this distance when beating Lady Sarasuta. So stepped up in class, and that wasn't a bad run. That fourth by 8.75 lengths, not a bad run. Definitely an improve. And I think Tornado Steel will once again show some running. Definitely a horse with some pace, and I think he has a shot here. So those are the 4 I'm boiling it down to. I don't want to stick my neck out and say I like this horse. Value for money for me looks to be like so beautiful, you know, coming from the Nunes camp and trying to round back into form. Looks like a wager at a good price, but any one of those 4 I think can win the race. The 9th and final, the feature event, the Bonnie Blue Flag Trophy. Bonnie Blue Flag, 2-time Horse of the Year, 1964 and 1965. A winner of 17 races from 58 starts. This is a 3-year and up overnight allowance. Non-winners of overnight allowance lifetime. 12 starters, they go 7.5 furlongs, boiling this race down to 5. They are the 1, Baby Like, the 3, Cookie Day and Night, the 4, She's a God Gift, the 9, Geolithic, and the 12, Grecian Light. Okay, Baby Like, Tj Suku claiming 4 kilos for Philip Fiani. Throwing a clink on last over the straight 5. Much more comfortable over this distance. Has been racing against much better horses. Was 4th by 9.5 lengths to Power from Above and Sistine Treasure, with Bootylicious finishing 3rd that day. Before that was 7th by 9.25 to Rainsville and Run Julie Run. And before that was 6th by 9.25 lengths to Sistine Treasure, Money Miser. So running against much tougher opposition. Very capable here. The only problem I have with a Baby Like is coming out of the 1 hole. You're going to have to try to show some speed early. The visor has been removed, which I think is a good thing because I don't think she liked the visor on last. I'm expecting a good run from this Baby Like. The 3, Cookie Day and Night. Emilio McLean claiming 4 kilos for Gary Sobrati. 6 by 13 lengths and last to Way Outer Class Digital 1 at 6.5 furlongs. Digital 1 won by 8.25 lengths. So Cookie Day and Night didn't run too bad. Last win was at 6 furlongs, beating Noble Attitude. Is on the improve, I would say, and is capable at this level. So I'll watch out for at a price, Cookie Day and Night. The 4, the horse I think they're going to all have to beat, is She's a God Gift. Javanil Patterson for Leroy Tomlinson. Second and last by 4.75 lengths to Way Outer Class Run Julie Run. Had a very useful, impressive force behind in that race. Before that at 5.5 was 3rd by 2 lengths to Outer Class Money Market. And before that at 5.5 was 2nd to and awarded the race when disqualified She's That Girl. So She's a God Gift possesses a lot of speed. Going to be comfortable here because might dominate the fractions, and 7.5 if she gets to relax out on that lead might prove a very difficult horse to get back to. The 9, Geolithic, has been a changed over horse since returning from a rest back in September, winning by 2.5 lengths, beating Huntsman at 7 furlongs, stepped up in class to overnight allowance and put in a very big run, trying to make all the running in the Will in Charge Trophy when caught by former top class runner Blue Vinyl. In that race was only 5 lengths off. Last start over the straight course was beaten 3.25 lengths to Laban in 57 and 3. Ishmael Velasquez has a ride now for Peter John Passad. Geolithic looks to be heading in the right direction, working well, 114 and 4 for 6 furlongs on the 19th of January. Expecting Geolithic to put in another good run. And the 12, Grecian Light, hasn't lived up to early expectation. This very well-bred daughter of Gervin, out of the Uncle Mo mare Mosin, Tevin Foster for Paul Swaby. They have now put the visors back on. Hasn't run with the visors in the last 2 starts where ran poorly, but the visors are now on once again. Last good run was at 6.5 when finishing second to Oasis Jack, had Money Market behind in that race. Another good run was back in August at 6 furlongs when second to Fearless Soul, who is now running at Open Allowance Company. So I'm expecting Grecian Light to turn around the farm here, coming from the outside post. Does possess some speed, you know, so I think he can come around early and not get caught into that turn for home and get a good position, and expected a very good run here from this Grecian Light. But as I said, she's a god. If we look at the horse, they're all going to have to beat. So those are my top 5. So I hope you guys have good luck over this 2 race day cards, and as usual, be safe.